Shri Sai Ram. Hearty welcome to Sri Satya Sai Lok Seva Gurukulam. Today it is the 100th video. Very happy to see you all in camera. It is a topic on chemical reactions and equations in chemistry of NIOS syllabus. And we have learnt what is meant by physical change and chemical change. See, life, we see a lot of changes. When we are born, we will be like 2.5 kgs. And then as age grows, our height, weight, everything will change. Is it not? Similarly, we see a blooming of flower and clouds becoming rain. Rain started flowing to river and all. So all these are called changes in life. Oh, physical change is a change, it's a temporary change. For example, if you melt ice, what happens? It becomes water. So the solid becomes liquid. The same water, if it is heated more, it becomes steam. It takes a gaseous form. That is what is called as physical change. Chemical change is a permanent change. For example, we may eat lot of delicious foods, and these food, when we eat, for example, apple, if we take, so nice, so tasty. While eating, you enjoy it, but after eating, it undergoes chemical change. So also in nature, how the fruits are formed in the plants and our breathing process, all these, so many changes are going on, which is a permanent change. So this you already studied in previous classes. Also we have studied about symbols and formula. Symbols are the short scientific names of elements. For example, hydrogen, the symbol of hydrogen is H, oxygen is O, nitrogen is N, like that. Similarly, other way of writing is aluminium Al, and then zinc Zn, and so on. One more way, writing Latin names like iron is Fe, gold Au, silver Ag, etc. They are all called symbols, short scientific names. And what are formulas? Formulas are nothing but, again, there are short scientific names of elements or compounds. For example, water is made up of hydrogen and oxygen. Its formula is H2O. There were the 2 volume of hydrogen combines with 1 volume of oxygen to form water. Similarly, carbon dioxide, CO2, right? Instead of writing the full name, short name, that is called formula. And then also you have studied about mole concept. It comes under atoms, molecules, etc. We already studied the Avogadro number. The number of atoms in a gram atomic weight, the number of molecules in a gram molecular weight, the number of ions present in the gram ionic weight, all are same. So in atomic energy, atomic concept, we use the word mole. These are one of the way of measuring the atoms or molecules or ions. Okay, that also you have studied. And also you have seen about laws of chemical combinations. For example, law of mass action says matter can neither be created nor be destroyed. Isn't it? So they are called laws of chemical combination. For any chemical reaction to take place, there will be one law. These are all the things you have already studied. Okay. Now today we will see some more details about that. Just now I referred about physical change. So the changes of temporary nature are called physical change. Suppose you have a chalk piece. and cut in the middle, or if you make it to fall, it breaks up into two. Is it not? That is a temporary change. So like that, even iron is attracted by magnet. Temporary change. It will be there up to some time. Is it not? So that is what is called as physical change. And then water when cooled becomes ice. Water when boiled becomes steam. So these are the examples of physical change. So the physical change is a temporary change. So after some time, the state of matter changes. For example, ice which is solid becomes liquid. Similarly, water which is liquid becomes steam, like that, okay. So this is the example for physical change. Now coming to, so this is how ice melts into water, is a physical change. One of the interesting phenomenon, and we have already seen it in your daily life, where all these changes are seen, okay. Chemical change, the change that takes place permanently is called chemical change. It's a permanent change. For example, if you burn carbon, it becomes carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide cannot be brought back to carbon. That is what is meant by permanent change. Hydrogen and oxygen mixed together becomes water. Water cannot be regained into hydrogen and oxygen. Is it not? So that is what is called as chemical change. For example, milk becoming curd. Your mother knows very good science. Even though she has not studied any, chemistry, of course some of them might have studied, but majority will have not studied. They know exact chemistry, how a milk becomes curd. We have to add some buttermilk with a suitable temperature. It should not be too hot, it should not be too cold also. Is it not? So that is a chemical change. The curd cannot be brought back to milk. Even the food that is digested in our body, this is also example for the chemical change. The food once digested cannot be brought back. Is it not? So that is called as permanent change. We are already experiencing in our daily life, right? And also we have studied about, now today's topic is about chemical equations. So we observed many chemical changes in our daily lives, in our surroundings and in nature. So lot of changes are taking place. You meant to say chemical change taking place, right? Burning of wood, for example, once the wood burns, it becomes ashes, and afterwards it cannot brought back the wood. Is it not? Like that you can go on listing out how the honey is made. All the bees go to different places collecting the sweet portion of the flowers, and they collect it and put into a beautiful formation. Even though they have not studied any geometry or engineering, they do beautiful honey beehives. In that they go on collecting honey. Is it not? Once the honey is made, it will not come back as the fruit or a juice like that. So lot of changes we observe. Let us see what some things about in the laboratory. I think most of you have seen what is called as magnesium ribbon. About 2 centimeters of magnesium ribbon is taken with a pair of tongs. So pair of tongs, and it should be heated in a spirit lamp or Bunsen burner, whatever it is. And most of you experienced in Deepavali, you burn so many crackers, right? You burn different type of those who give light and sound. Some will give light, but some will give light and sound both. Is it not? You are experienced to so many things there. Here also magnesium burns like a Deepavali cracker with the dazzling light and liberates lot of heat. Dazzling means what? Very difficult to see properly. Dazzling, shining very brightly, and it liberates lot of heat. So what happens? After the burning is over, it becomes magnesium oxide. So that is a chemical change. It is a white powder. This white powder, magnesium oxide, cannot be brought back into magnesium. That is why it is called as chemical change. So what is chemical change? Permanent change it is. A substance that which undergoes a chemical change is called as reactants. For example, here magnesium plus oxygen is called as reactants. The left hand side of a reaction is called as reactants. Okay. And the substance which is formed is called as product. This is called product. So the magnesium oxide, the white powder that is formed is called as product. So this is an example of chemical change, and this is what is called as chemical reaction. And you should know how to balance it also, which you are going to study little later. So there is one activity. Even you might have seen this burning of magnesium. Just now we told that it burns with a bright light. Is it not? So you can also experiment in your home. So that is magnesium ribbon burning. And one more example. You can take a test tube in which some zinc granules, zinc means Zn. So zinc pieces of the metal zinc is taken, something like white in color, to which you have to add sulfuric acid, dilute sulfuric acid. It may be hydrochloric acid also. So Zn plus H2SO4, that is the reactants. What happens? Immediately gas will be liberated. What is the gas called? Hydrogen. So hydrogen gas is liberated. So you see a gas called hydrogen. How to identify it? If you introduce a burning splinter into the jar or test tube, you get what is called as pop noise. So the burning splinter gives a pop noise in the mouth of the test tube or conical flask, which represents hydrogen gas. So the reaction is zinc plus sulfuric acid, dilute sulfuric acid. What do you mean dilute? Which contains more of water. If the water content is less, we call it as concentrated. Is it not? In your house you prepare juice, lemon juice, right? If the sugar is more, we say it is concentrated sugar, sharbat or juice. And if sugar is less, we say dilute sharbat or juice, right? So here dilute refers to more water. So suppose you take concentrated, what happens? The reaction will be different. You get sulfur dioxide gas. If you take dilute, immediately without heating, okay, zinc becomes zinc sulfate and sulfuric acid becomes hydrogen. So it is an example for there are 4 kinds of reactions you have studied, right? This is a displacement reaction. The first one is called combination, chemical combination. This is chemical displacement. Here zinc and sulfuric acid are called reactants, and zinc sulfate and hydrogen are called products. And what is this arrow mark? Arrow mark represents the liberation of gas. And what is this arrow mark? It shows the reaction proceed in this direction, left to right. Okay, this is another example of chemical change or chemical reaction. So, first what you write, when the reaction takes place, we write it in a form of an equation that is called as skeletal chemical equation. So, chemical equations in which the number of atoms is not equal to both sides of the arrow, but still the represent chemical reaction are called skeletal chemical reactions. This can be balanced by using suitable coefficients in the equations. So, any equation, for example, if you have just now what you have seen, burning of magnesium, Mg plus O2 gives MgO. So, magnesium plus oxygen gives magnesium oxide, or carbon plus oxygen gives carbon dioxide. All these are called skeletal reaction. Skeletal reaction. Of course, these are not balanced. In some of the schools, we have got what is called seesaw, where there will be a plank. It is supported by a stand in the middle, and two boys or girls should sit on both sides, right? If both the students are of same height and weight, it will balance. Otherwise, it will topple like this. You might have seen, right? So, we say there is no balance. If one boy is very fat, another boy is very thin, what happens? When you just lift it, the boy who is very heavy, the seesaw will come down. The boy or girl who is on the other side, which is very thin, he will go up, he will lift it up. So, what you must do? You must balance it. That is what is called in chemical reactions also, we have to balance the equation. And how it is done? Let us see. The skeletal equation should be balanced. So, this balancing of equation is based on what is called as law of mass action. So, law of mass action means what? Matter can neither be created nor be destroyed. So, there is neither loss nor gain, only change will be there. So, what does it mean? The mass of each element present in the product of a chemical reaction must be equal to its mass of the present reactants. So, mass of reactant should be equal to mass of product. That is the meaning. There should not be variation. In a balanced equation, the number of atoms of a particular element present in the reactants and the products must be equal. If not, the equation is said to be not balanced. I told about seesaw. If a boy who is very heavy, he will see that other fellow is lifted up on the other side. So, it is not balanced, and the fellow who is on the top will cry, "Hey, what boy, you are making to lifting me so high." Then on request, this fellow should be see that it is balanced. In life also, he should not be neither too angry nor too mild. It should be balanced in life. Sometimes you will get a victory. For example, you are playing cricket match. Sometimes you may win, sometimes you may lose. Even if you win a match or lose a match, you should not be upset. You must take in a right spirit. Okay? Even if you are doing a business, sometimes the business will be click to very high rates. Sometimes it go down like anything. So, in both the cases, it should be balanced. Okay? Similarly, in chemistry also, it holds good. So, one of the method is called hit and trial method. Means just seeing the atoms or molecules which are present in both sides and balancing it. That is called hit and trial method. And let us see how to do it. For example, action of steam on red hot iron. Here, how do you get steam? steam can be got by heating water to a very high temperature, right? So, the reaction is iron plus steam gives magnetic oxide of iron plus hydrogen. It is also called Lane's process. So, it is one of the methods of preparing hydrogen. Here the above equation is not balanced. That is what is called skeletal equation. Here these are called reactants. One of the reactant is iron. This water is called as steam, because iron does not react with the water as it is. Only when it becomes steam it reacts. And here this is called magnetic oxide of iron, also called as ferrosoferric oxide. Ferrosoferric. Oxide of iron. So, but the equation is not balanced, even though reaction is correct. So, that is called skeletal equation. This should be balanced now. How to balance it? So, above equation is not balanced. By equating the number of atoms of the elements on the reactants and the products, we get a balanced equation. How to do it? That should be done by step. For that, what you must make is, you must list out how many atoms of iron are there in the left hand side. So, here in the left hand side you have got three elements. One is iron, another is hydrogen, another is oxygen. Okay. How many iron here? 1. How many hydrogen here? 2. How many oxygen here? 1. And the same thing if you write here, that is called product. You have 3 iron here, oxygen is 4 here, hydrogen is 2 here. See whether it is balanced now? No. Then how to do it? Now you have to do that. This is first, let us try with iron. First step. Different steps can be there. First step is writing the equation. First you must know what is the reactant and what are the products. Second thing is you have to write the equation. Then you have to write balance one by one. First you write all the elements and their symbols with the number of atoms. Okay. And here iron is only 1 here. It is 3 here. So how to make it 3? Just write 3 here. 3 Fe, right? So 1 into 3 it becomes. Now Fe is balanced. Coming to H, here there is H2 and there is only H2. So H is balanced. Coming to O is 4 here and O is only 1 here. So what you have to do? Multiply by 4. So what happens now? O becomes 4. So 1 into 4. So this is 4 here now, balanced. Hydrogen is now how much it happened? 2 4s are 8. 2 into 4, 8. And here there is only 2. So make it 4. So 2 into 4, 8. Of course, you must do lot of equations like this, go on balancing. Okay, in a textbook also lot of equations are given. So that is how it is called. So that is how you got it. 3Fe plus 4H2O gives Fe3O4 plus 4H2. Here arrow mark up. The arrow mark left to right represents the chemical reaction that take place. Okay. And this is how a equation is to be balanced. You have to practice lot of equations one by one. So to make a chemical equation more informative, we have to write the physical states of the substances, whether it is a solid or a liquid or a gas. For example, the equation what you studied now, Here Fe is called S. S means you must write that. Solid. S is solid. And water, even though it is a liquid, here you are using steam, therefore it is gas. So this S stand for solid. And this G stand for gas. That is nothing but steam. It is a gas. And Fe3O4, magnetic oxide of iron, it is also in a solid state. And hydrogen, that is a gaseous state. So that state of matter is to be told. Then equation becomes complete. So more informative. The information is complete there. That S, L, G, etc. It fix it up. Okay. And also, for example, if you take a very famous reaction, this reaction is the one you find in photosynthesis in plants. What is photosynthesis? Plants prepare food by the help of carbon dioxide, mineral water, sunlight and chlorophyll. So the reaction takes place is carbon dioxide plus water gives, this is what is called glucose, also called food, plus oxygen. And here you must try the condition. AQ means what? Aqueous condition. Carbon dioxide, which is moist, is taken, and water is liquid, that is taken, that is sucked from the roots. Though this is called as food or a glucose plus oxygen. So plants are very, very helpful in nature. That's why you must grow more and more plants. I think all of you have got plants in your house, right? If not there, you at least every member should have 5 plants in their house. You have to develop that, okay? Because it gives a very good oxygen for us to breathe. So during photosynthesis or preparation of food, they take carbon dioxide liberated by all animals, birds or human beings, that will be taken by plants and they will prepare food, and that is the reaction that takes place during the preparation of what is called as photosynthesis. You already studied in your previous class, photo means light. So by the help of the sunlight, this reaction takes place. Photo means light. So with the help of sunlight it happens. So you have to be grateful for nature for giving so much beauty. Satyam Shivam Sundaram. God is present in all plants, animals, birds, human beings, etc. Is it not? And it's so beautiful also. The sunrise, the sunset. Of course, sun does not rise or set. But for ordinary language, we say sun rises. So beautiful. The rains coming, the oceans, the plant, the flowers, the fruits, all is so beautiful. And you must have a proper eyes to see and heart to enjoy. So this type of chemical reaction takes place in our nature also. And we have to multiply the equation by an appropriate number to ensure that the entire equation has whole number of coefficients. Should be whole number. Should not take half, 1/4, etc. Then the subscripts in the formula of reactants or products should not be changed during balancing. Subscript means what? For example, if 2NO2 is there, this is called subscript. NO2. What is NO2? Nitrogen peroxide. Is it not? So nitrogen oxide. 2 molecules of nitrogen dioxide but if you get double the subscripts, we get N2O4. It becomes, the formula becomes nitrogen tetroxide. So dioxide becomes tetroxide. So you should not multiply this NO2 into 2, they like N2O4, this is not correct. So in any reaction, if it is multiplied, it should multiply it in the left hand side. So it refers to N also, it refers to O also, but not like this. So these are some of the care to be taken. Okay. So whole number you must take, and you must balance it. Thirdly, you should not multiply the every number like this. The subscript should not be changed, okay, because the whole figure will change. Now that is some of the care to be taken. Let us see some home assignment. First one, write a chemical equation for each of the following reactions. Zinc metal reacts with aqueous hydrochloric acid to produce a solution of zinc chloride and hydrogen gas. You have to write equation, right, and balance it. Then you have solid mercuric oxide is heated, liquid mercury and oxygen gas are produced. This is the first question. Second question, balance the following chemical equations. So equation is given. Here what is AQ means what? Aqueous. Aqueous means what? Any substance dissolved in water becomes aqueous. So sulfuric acid plus sodium hydroxide gives sodium sulfate plus water. You have to balance the equation. Aluminum plus hydrochloric acid gives aluminum chloride plus hydrogen gas. So these equations to be balanced. And the third question, what is a balanced equation? Why should a chemical equation be balanced? Okay. So come prepared, be ready for the answers. Wish you all best of luck. Thank you.